Our world is full of wonders. Many are known, and well, many are yet to be discovered. But some wonders, you see, are not meant to be found. They appear only for a moment, a fleeting glimpse into another time. This is the story of one such mystery. It lies hidden in the most remote place on Earth, Antarctica, a vast continent of ice, a place of extreme cold and breathtaking beauty. For centuries we believed it was a land without history, a sterile desert of white. But as it turns out, we were wrong. Somewhere beneath this frozen expanse, a secret has been kept for millennia, just waiting for the right moment to reveal itself to the modern world. On our screens, through the eye of a satellite, something impossible has appeared, a dark opening in the endless white. A cave. It was first spotted by online researchers, ordinary people exploring the globe from their homes. They saw it on Google Earth. A perfectly formed, almost rectangular entrance, stark against the ice shelf. It measured nearly 100 meters across, large enough to swallow a jumbo jet. But then, just as mysteriously as it appeared, it was gone. Subsequent satellite images showed nothing but an unbroken sheet of ice and snow. The cave had simply vanished without a trace, leaving only questions behind. What was this strange formation? Was it a natural phenomenon, a trick of light and shadow? Or was it something more, something deliberately hidden from our view? The brief appearance of the cave ignited a firestorm of speculation across the internet. It became a focal point for a very old idea, an idea that has been dismissed as fantasy for generations. The theory suggests that Antarctica was not always a frozen wasteland, that long ago, before the ice came, it was home to a great and powerful civilization, a civilization that has been lost to time, buried under miles of solid ice. The vanishing cave became a modern legend, a digital ghost on the world map. For scientists, it presented a puzzle. For explorers, it offered a new frontier. But for those who study our most ancient myths, it was something else entirely. It was a sign, a confirmation of stories told in hushed tones for thousands of years. Stories of a paradise at the bottom of the world, a land of advanced knowledge and incredible power. Could this cave be a doorway to that forgotten past, a gateway to a history we never knew we had? The journey to find the truth begins here, in the heart of the ice. Long before the first explorers reached the South Pole, ancient cultures spoke of a land beyond the known world. The Greeks called it Hyperborea, a perfect land where the sun shone for 6 months of the year. Its people were said to be giants, living for 1,000 years in peace and prosperity. They were masters of science and art. Their cities were built from precious metals and glowing crystals. For centuries, scholars believed Hyperborea was just a myth, a poet's dream of a perfect society. But what if this legend held a kernel of truth? What if Hyperborea was not in the north, as many believed, but in the south? Imagine a time when Antarctica was green. Lush forests covered its mountains and great rivers flowed to the sea. In this temperate paradise, a kingdom flourished. We see a vision of its capital city, colossal temples carved from black basalt reaching for the sky. Their spires are tipped with enormous crystals that gather the sunlight. The city is a marvel of engineering. Bridges of woven gold span wide canals. Buildings are adorned with intricate carvings depicting their history. Their kings and queens, dressed in flowing robes of white and silver, walk through grand halls. Their faces are serene, wise, and filled with a deep understanding of the cosmos. The people of this lost kingdom were not just builders, they were astronomers, philosophers, and warriors. In torchlit libraries, scholars pore over ancient scrolls. They map the stars with incredible accuracy. They understand the secrets of energy and vibration. Their knowledge is far beyond our own. We see a close-up of a scholar's face, his eyes wide with discovery as he deciphers a cosmic formula, illuminated by the gentle glow of a floating crystal orb, a source of light and power. The air is thick with the scent of old parchment and burning incense. Every detail speaks of a society that was deeply connected to both the earth and the heavens. But this golden age could not last forever. The world was changing. The climate was cooling. The great ice sheets began to grow, creeping southward from the mountains. The Hyperboreans knew their time was coming to an end. They had to preserve their knowledge, their legacy. They began a monumental task to build a vault, a sanctuary to protect their culture from the coming ice, a place that could withstand the crushing weight of glaciers for millennia. Perhaps this is the secret of the vanishing cave, not a natural opening, but an entrance. A doorway to the last remnant of a forgotten world built by a lost civilization. The idea of a habitable Antarctica is not new. It has appeared on maps for centuries, long before the continent was officially discovered. The most famous of these is the Piri-Reis map, drawn in 1513. It shows the coast of South America with remarkable accuracy, but it also depicts a landmass to the south, a coastline that strongly resembles Antarctica, but without its ice cap. How could a 16th century mapmaker know what this land looked like beneath the ice? The map's creator, Piri-Reis, claimed he sourced his information from even older maps, some dating back to the time of Alexander the Great. These ancient charts are clues in a global detective story. Another map created by Orontius Phineas in 1531 also shows Antarctica in stunning detail. It displays mountains, valleys and rivers, where today there is only a thick blanket of ice. These maps have baffled historians for decades. They suggest that someone, at some point in the distant past, charted the Antarctic continent before it was frozen. Perhaps it was the Hyperboreans themselves, or perhaps it was another seafaring civilization that traded with them. These maps are silent witnesses. They whisper of a world that our history books tell us could not exist. The mystery deepens with written accounts. Ancient Sanskrit texts from India speak of a mythical land of gods located at the South Pole. Roman writers described a race of people who lived at the ends of the earth, where the seasons were reversed. Could these be fragmented memories of a real place? A real civilization? Imagine a weathered explorer, centuries ago huddled by a fire. He writes in his journal, his hand shaking from cold and awe. He describes seeing impossible structures on the horizon of a southern land, crystalline towers gleaming in the perpetual sun. His account is dismissed as a fever dream, the ramblings of a madman. Modern technology has allowed us to look beneath the ice. Using ground-penetrating radar, scientists have discovered vast mountain ranges and enormous lakes, all buried miles deep. One of these is Lake Vostok, a freshwater lake larger than Lake Ontario, which has been sealed off from the world for millions of years. Scientists are eager to drill into it, to see what forms of life may have evolved there in isolation. What if these hidden features are more than just natural? What if they are the drowned landscapes depicted on those ancient maps? The radar is our only eye into this buried world, and it may be showing us the ruins of Hyperborea. Let us journey now into the heart of this lost world. Based on the clues from maps and legends, we can begin to reconstruct what this city might have looked like. We are no longer outside in the biting wind. We are inside the great cave. Torches flicker, casting long shadows on walls of polished ice and dark stone. The air is still and cold, yet it hums with a faint, low-frequency energy. The path leads downward into the depths of the earth. The architecture is breathtaking. It is not primitive. It is elegant and impossibly advanced. Arches soar overhead, unsupported by any visible means. The passage opens into a colossal cavern. In its center stands the city. It is not in ruins. It is perfectly preserved, encased in a bubble of clear ancient ice. Buildings that stretch up for hundreds of feet are visible through the transparent walls of their frozen tomb. We see plazas, statues and homes, all frozen in time. Volumetric light from our torches streams through the ice, illuminating the silent streets. It is a ghost city, a beautiful, tragic monument to a forgotten people. The scale is immense. It feels as if we have stumbled into the realm of giants, a place not meant for human eyes. Our exploration continues, deeper into the city's heart. We find a temple. Its doors are made of a strange metallic alloy that has not rusted or decayed. Inside, the air is warmer. The low hum is stronger here. The walls are covered in geometric patterns that seem to shift and move in the torchlight. In the center of the main chamber stands a colossal statue of a regal figure, its face calm and all-knowing. At its feet are offerings, frozen in time, intricate tools, delicate jewelry, and books with covers made of thin metallic sheets. It is a snapshot of the last moments of a civilization before the ice claimed everything. We focus on the details. The clothing of the statues shows a love for symmetry and flowing lines. The architecture blends sharp angles with graceful curves, a style unlike any other on Earth. We can almost hear the echoes of their lives, the murmur of crowds in the marketplace, the chanting of priests in the temple, the laughter of children playing in the sunlit plazas. This place was once alive, vibrant, and full of hope. Now it is silent, a perfect, frozen memory. The emotional weight of this discovery is immense. It forces us to reconsider everything we know about our own origins and the history of our planet. Why did this civilization fall? The coming ice was a threat, but legends speak of another, a conflict, a great war that shook the foundations of their world. As our explorers touch a large crystal in the temple, it flares to life. The air shimmers, the walls of the chamber dissolve, and we are thrown into a vision of the past. The sky is not blue, but a fiery orange filled with smoke and strange flying craft. A battle rages through the city. The ground trembles with the force of powerful unknown weapons. This was not a war against nature, but a war between factions of the Hyperboreans themselves. We see warriors in gleaming obsidian armor. They move with incredible speed and agility. Their weapons are not swords or spears, but lances that project beams of pure energy. Slow-motion shots capture the intensity of the conflict. A warrior leaps through the air, his silver cape billowing behind him. An energy beam strikes a temple spire, and it shatters into 1,000,000 pieces. The beautiful city is being torn apart. Close-ups reveal the faces of the combatants. They are filled not with hate, but with a profound sadness, a sense of tragic necessity. They are fighting for something they believe in, even if it means destroying their own paradise. The focus of the battle is the main temple, the one we are standing in now. They are fighting for control of something within it. The Crystal Heart, a massive pulsating gem that is the city's primary power source. One faction wants to use its energy to try and stop the encroaching ice. The other believes that doing so will unbalance the planet and cause an even greater catastrophe. It is a conflict between hope and wisdom, between desperation and acceptance. The Emperor, a noble figure with sorrow in his eyes, makes a final, terrible decision. The Crystal Heart must be deactivated to prevent its misuse. As the Emperor places his hand on the crystal, a wave of energy erupts, but it is not destructive. It is a wave of cold. The temperature plummets instantly. The sky darkens. The battle freezes in place. Warriors are caught mid-stride, their energy beams solidifying into rods of light. Snow begins to fall thick and fast. The vision fades, and we are back in the silent temple. The explorers stare at the central crystal, which now glows with a soft, sorrowful light. They have witnessed the end, not a slow decline, but a sudden, self-inflicted freezing. A desperate act to preserve their world from a civil war, entombing it in ice for all time. The vision fades. The explorers are left in the cold silence of the tomb, the weight of what they have seen settling upon them. They have found what humanity has only dreamed of, a lost civilization, a prequel to our own history. They have proof that we are not the first, but this discovery is too large for the world to handle. As they prepare to leave, to bring this incredible story back to the surface, the ground begins to shake. The low hum intensifies. The ice around the city begins to crack and groan. The cave itself is collapsing. The journey back to the surface is a frantic race against time. Ice and rock fall from the ceiling of the tunnel. The entrance, their only way out, is shrinking. It is as if the city, having shared its secret, is now sealing itself away once more. The explorers barely make it out, tumbling onto the ice shelf as the cave vanishes behind them. The entrance is gone. There is no trace it was ever there. The satellite images will once again show an unbroken field of white. The phantom cave has lived up to its name. It has appeared and it has disappeared. What does this mean for us, this fleeting glimpse into our forgotten past? The cave's vanishing act leaves us with more questions than answers. Was the experience real, or was it a shared hallucination induced by the strange energies of the Antarctic? We are left with only a memory, a story that sounds like a myth. The world will go on, believing that history began only a few thousand years ago. But for those who saw it, for those who now know the truth, the world will never be the same. The history we teach our children is incomplete. There is a whole chapter, perhaps the most important chapter, that has been torn out. The mystery of the vanishing cave endures. It is a powerful reminder that we are a species with amnesia. We walk upon a world of buried secrets and forgotten wonders. Perhaps the cave was not meant to be a permanent discovery. Perhaps it was just a message, a whisper from the past, reminding us that civilizations can rise and fall, that great knowledge and power can be lost. The Antarctic ice holds its secrets tight. But for one brief moment, it opened its heart to us, and in that moment, our understanding of who we are and where we come from was changed forever. The search for truth is a journey without end.